Your 20s are a financial minefield. Look around. Your friends are financing cars they can't afford, drowning in student debt for degrees that lead nowhere, and somehow convinced that $18 smoothie bowls are a reasonable daily expense. Meanwhile, you're wondering if you're doing something wrong, or if you're destined to join the chorus of people who complain about being broke while ordering takeout 4 times a week. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The purchases you make in your 20s determine whether your 30s are about building wealth or still scrambling paycheck to paycheck. Most people get this completely backwards. They treat their 20s as spending years and plan to get serious about money later. That's like trying to train for a marathon the night before the race. I'm Jimmy, and I've spent way too much time studying why some people escape the financial hamster wheel while others run on it forever. If your bank balance hovers around the same disappointing number month after month, stick around and drop a like, because today we're covering 7 purchases that can completely redirect your financial future. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor. This is education based on patterns I've observed in people who succeed with money versus those who struggle. Always do your own research. Here's what separates people who achieve financial independence young from those who never do. They understand that small, strategic decisions in your 20s create massive results later. $100 invested wisely at 25 becomes thousands by 50. $100 spent on something that depreciates becomes a faded memory and maybe some debt. Let's break down the 7 purchases.
Purchase number 1. Invest in a side hustle. This might surprise you because it's not a one-time buy. Wait, a side hustle isn't a purchase? Hear me out. Most people think side hustles are free. The successful ones require upfront investment, photography equipment, website hosting, tools for a service business, books and courses to develop marketable skills. Starting something real almost always requires putting money down first. In your 20s, this might be the highest return investment available because it can change your income trajectory faster than anything else. Why your 20s are perfect for this? No mortgage, probably no kids, fewer financial obligations anchoring you down. You can take risks. If you fail, you recover quickly. If you succeed, you might never stress about money again. The mistake most people make. They chase whatever seems profitable online instead of building on existing strengths. Good with cars? Start there. Understand technology? Build in that space. Decent photographer? Explore that. Find something matching your skills and interests, then invest what it takes to do it properly.
Purchase number 2. Index funds in a tax-advantaged account. This is where compound interest reveals its true power, and your 20s give you the ultimate unfair advantage: time. Let me show you math that might change how you think about money. Invest $200 monthly into an S&P 500 index fund starting at 22. Assume the historical average of roughly 10% annual growth. By 67, you'll have over $1 million. $200 a month, less than $7 a day, millionaire status. Now, here's the painful part. Wait until 32 to start the same plan? You'll end up with around $450,000 instead of $1 million. 10 years of delay costs you over $500,000. This is why your 20s matter so much. Why index funds work. They're the boring, reliable option. No exciting stories for parties. But they consistently outperform most actively managed funds, charge minimal fees, and spread risk across hundreds of companies instead of betting on individual stocks. Do this through a Roth IRA, and your gains grow completely tax-free. Every dollar of growth stays yours. The key? Automate contributions so money gets invested before you see it. If you never see it, you won't spend it.
Purchase number 3, a plane ticket. This sounds frivolous. It's actually strategic. I'm not talking about blowing savings on luxury vacations for Instagram content. I'm talking about investing in experiences that reshape your perspective and open unexpected doors. What travel builds? Confidence. When you navigate foreign cities, communicate across language barriers, and solve problems in unfamiliar environments, you develop self-reliance that serves you for life. You also meet people from different backgrounds and industries, connections that might become valuable years later. The smart approach: maximize credit card points and rewards programs. Get a travel rewards card, use it for normal expenses, pay it off completely every month, never carry a balance. Collect points for free or discounted travel. Bonus: this strategy builds your credit score, incredibly valuable when you're ready for real estate.
Purchase number 4, education. The right kind. Not the kind that buries you in six-figure debt. I'm talking about books, online courses, workshops, any learning that increases your skills and marketplace value. This might be the most powerful investment because knowledge compounds for decades. A $20 book can completely rewire how you think about money and success. A few $100s on a legitimate course can teach skills that boost your income by thousands. Keyword: legitimate. Avoid $997 courses from people posing next to rented Lamborghinis. Learn from people who've actually built successful businesses or careers in areas you care about. Your 20s advantage? Your brain is most adaptable now. You can learn new skills faster than you ever will again. Coding, digital marketing, sales, a skilled trade. Every capability you acquire becomes part of your arsenal permanently.
Purchase number 5, real estate. The one that terrifies most 20-somethings but can transform your financial trajectory. I can barely afford groceries, let alone a house. Hear me out. There are creative approaches even without significant cash. Why real estate accelerates wealth. 3 mechanisms working simultaneously. Appreciation, properties generally increase in value over time. Rental income, others help pay your mortgage. Leverage, you control a valuable asset with a relatively small down payment while tenants fund your investment. If affordability is the obstacle, consider house hacking. Buy a duplex, live in one unit, rent the other. Or buy a single-family home and rent rooms to roommates. Explore short-term rentals if your market supports it. The goal: let other people pay your mortgage while you build equity and benefit from appreciation. It requires more hands-on management than index funds, but the wealth-building potential is enormous.
Purchase number 6, cheap, reliable transportation. Notice I said transportation, not car. Massive difference. Understanding it could save you hundreds of thousands over your lifetime. The trap most 20-somethings fall into: thinking they need a nice car to appear successful, financing $35,000 vehicles they can't afford, making payments that devour their income for 6 or 7 years. Meanwhile, that same money could be compounding into serious wealth. The brutal truth about cars: they're not investments. They're depreciating liabilities that cost you money every month. Drive a new car off the lot and it loses thousands in value instantly. It's like burning money, except less entertaining and you still owe payments. The alternative: buy a 3 to 5-year-old Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, or similar reliable vehicle for $12,000 to $15,000. Pay cash if possible, or finance for the shortest term you can manage. These cars run 200,000 plus miles with proper maintenance, cheap to insure and repair. The real math: Avoid a $500 monthly car payment and invest that money at 8% returns instead. After 30 years, over $700,000. That's the true cost of car payments in your 20s, not just what you pay, but what you don't invest. Plus, without car payment stress, you have freedom to take career risks, leave a bad job, start a business, accept a position with growth potential but lower starting pay. Financial freedom begins with eliminating unnecessary monthly payments. Car payments are usually the biggest unnecessary expense people have.
Purchase number 7, your health. Gets overlooked constantly because benefits aren't immediately visible and consequences don't appear right away. But your health determines everything else. How hard you can work, how long you can pursue goals, how much energy you have for your side hustle, whether you'll actually be around to enjoy the wealth you're building. I'm not talking about expensive gym memberships or personal trainers, though those might be worth it if you'll actually use them. I'm talking about basics most 20-somethings ignore because they feel invincible. Real food instead of energy drinks and fast food. Consistent sleep instead of constant all-nighters. Some form of movement beyond walking to the refrigerator. Your 20s establish habits that either support your goals or sabotage them for decades. The hidden cost of neglecting health? Not just medical bills, though those add up. It's the opportunity cost. Not working at full capacity, missing opportunities because you lack energy, spending later years managing preventable problems instead of enjoying your wealth. The reality? Building wealth requires sustained effort over years, managing a side hustle, staying disciplined with investments, handling landlord responsibilities, all require physical and mental energy. Running on fumes because you've treated your body like a dumpster? You're sabotaging your own success. Think of health investments as performance enhancers. Better sleep equals better decisions. Better nutrition equals consistent energy. Regular exercise equals improved stress management and mental clarity. These aren't luxuries, they're requirements for building the life you actually want.
Here's what ties these 7 purchases together. They're all about playing the long game. Every single one requires thinking differently than most people your age. While everyone else optimizes for looking successful now, you're focused on actually becoming successful over time. Compound interest applies to more than money. Every side hustle skill makes you more valuable. Every invested dollar grows exponentially over decades. Every relationship from travel or education can open doors years later. Every month without car payments frees capital for wealth building. But the reverse is also true. Bad decisions compound negatively. Credit card debt works against you. Car payments prevent investing. Neglected health creates problems that get more expensive over time. The interconnection most people miss. These aren't separate decisions, they're all linked. Side hustle success depends on health and energy. Investing ability depends on not having car payments devouring income. Travel experiences lead to business connections. Real estate provides passive income that enables bigger risks. This interconnected approach separates people who build serious wealth from those stumbling between random financial decisions.
Trying to do everything simultaneously. 3 side hustles, maxed retirement contributions, trips to 5 countries, buying a house, complete diet overhaul, all in the same month. Then, overwhelm hits. Everything gets abandoned, back to buying stuff that feels successful for 5 minutes. The smart approach: prioritize based on your current situation. Build momentum gradually. Driving in credit card debt? Focus on the side hustle first for extra income. Earning decent money but spending everything? Automate index fund investments and buy reliable transportation. Financially stable but stuck in your comfort zone? Invest in education and travel to expand perspective.
Making smart purchases in your 20s requires being comfortable standing apart from your peer group. While friends finance new cars and spend everything on Instagram-worthy experiences, you're buying boring index funds and driving a 5-year-old Toyota. While they complain about being broke, you're quietly building a foundation that supports you for decades. Can you handle friends thinking you're cheap? Can you resist lifestyle upgrades every time you get a raise? Can you stick with your investment plan when markets drop and everyone panics? These aren't just financial decisions, they're character-building exercises that shape who you become.
Here's what nobody discusses about wealth building in your 20s. The habits you develop now determine how you handle money forever. Learn to live below your means, automate investments, and resist lifestyle inflation in your 20s. You'll naturally continue as income increases. Develop a pattern of spending everything and justifying purchases emotionally. That pattern becomes nearly impossible to break. People who build wealth aren't necessarily smarter or more disciplined. They just developed better money habits earlier and let compound interest do the heavy lifting. Your 20s will pass whether you make smart financial decisions or not. The only question, will you look back at 30 wondering where all your money went, or will you be sitting on a foundation that gives you actual choices about how to spend your life? These 7 purchases aren't just about building wealth. They're about becoming the kind of person who understands that real success isn't impressing strangers with stuff you can't afford. It's having the freedom to wake up every morning and decide what you want to do, instead of what you have to do to pay bills. Start with one of these purchases today. 10 years from now, you'll either thank yourself or wish you had. I'm Jimmy. If this shifted your perspective, share it with someone who needs to hear it. I'll catch you in the next one.